Today, we're going to look at working in the ankle. And, often we take our ankles for granted or we don't really realize, what is the status of our ankles right now. And I see this a lot. In Fit Gals, we do a lot of work in ankle strength and mobility. But I see this in new clients that come to me just a weakness in the ankles, not a lot of mobility. It's affecting how they're walking. It's affecting the load or the energy coming straight up from the ground. So today I want to do just a really short little movement bite to deal with ankle strength and mobility. You can have a chair if you need it, especially if working on single leg is a bit challenging for you. All right, so first I want to start with just moving through the ankles. Now, a lot of times you'll want to get the hips in there. Can we try and keep them quiet now? And just think about both edges of the ball of the foot. Ankle comes up, ankle bends, knee bends. But really, we're staying pretty stable here. Okay. Now make sure that both edges of the heel come down onto the floor. And you can add a little thump to that if you wish. Just watch that the knee doesn't lock out. Okay. But really the focus here today is on the ankles. And you might be noticing that you're feeling your lower leg. Now use a chair if you need it. You're feeling your calves and your shins. Could even feel a little fatigue coming into the lower leg. If this work is new for you, that's totally normal. Okay, one more of each. Good. Now, circle through the ankle. Notice how my knee is still and my leg is still. Just working my ankle. It's like I'm making a circle on the floor in front of me, change direction. Again, you can use your chair, right? It's whatever you need to feel stable. Keep this knee slightly soft because we're getting some stabilizing work in that hip as well. And then point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. You could do this seated in a chair as well, right? Point and flex, point, flex, point, flex. Good. Foot down to the floor again. Now just notice, take a moment to become aware of how that foot now feels connected to the floor, and does it feel different than the other side? All right, let's come into those circles. That's it. And you might get a lot of cracking. I do when I do my ankle, especially the left. I get a lot of cracking in there. Nothing to be concerned about. And go the other way. As a matter of fact, mine is cracking like crazy right now. Okay. And circle. Good. Last one. And then point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Really think about the ankle. This is something you can do in the evening too when you're watching TV. Okay, just work on those ankles. And two more. Good. And bring it up. Now notice how the feet connect. Notice the energy you're feeling coming up the leg. And let's come back into heels down. So balls of the feet, balls of the feet. Sit both edges. Heels come down. Let's do a couple more of those. Nice. Now bring your heels together in what we call first position. Toes come out. All right, we're going to think nice and tall and lift up. Try to keep your heels glued together as you do that. Heels glued together. Heels glued together. That's it. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Take it down. Now bring it forward, lift the toes up. Lift the toes up. And some of you might really be struggling with lifting your toes up. What I want you to do is just think about lifting your toes. Think about lifting your toes. Okay? I work with people who haven't been able to get their toes up at all, right? But over time, it helps. Let's do a couple more. That's it. Good. Now come back into that pedal. Back into the pedal. And let's take that up tempo a little bit now. Okay, again, I have both edges of the ball of the foot coming right up on the toes, and then that heel is coming right down onto the mat. My knees are tracking forward as much as is possible for me. Remember, we always got to work with the body we show up with, right? Always, always. That is the point of change. And let's do a couple more. Nice. Good. Roll out through the ankle one way, the other. Switching sides now. Good. Shake it out. Now just notice, how do my feet feel connected to the mat? How do my ankles feel? Does it feel like maybe my weight is more over my whole foot as opposed to being in my toes? Just notice. Do my knees feel a little lighter? Do my hips move a little better? Right? Do I feel a little looser? All this from ankle work. Okay, important stuff. So quick little routine for you today. Give it a go. Do what you can. Do it as many times as you can in a week, and you will notice a difference. All right, in so many things, including how you walk, how you carry yourself, how you connect with the earth. All right, thanks so much for joining me, and we will see you next week.